everybody, Kawaii Konako here, back with another tutorial. Now I have a question for you guys to start off with this one. Have you guys ever wondered how to draw maybe something like this, or this? Or maybe you prefer to draw something like this? Well, you're in luck, because in this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to do exactly that. Keep in mind that this tutorial will only be taught through the VR perspective. So if you play on any other device such as iOS, Android, or anything related to screen mode, then I will not be teaching that today. However, other alternatives to drawing with those devices, such as the touch pen, which will make it so much easier for you to sketch on an iOS or anything that's touchscreen related. So, without further ado guys, let's go ahead and get right into the tutorial. Once you've spawned in a room, what you would want to do is pull out your creative tools. In order to do this, you need to pull out your MakerPen. Need I remind you how to pull out your MakerPen? You simply open your watch, go to your backpack, and if you have it favorited, you can pull it from your back, or you can click use right here. Now, once you have your MakerPen in hand, you want to face it right here. Open your palette. Navigate to the props section. Click the Creative tab, and right here you can see your various art supplies. For this video, I'll be using the regular art canvas. Now that we've spawned in our canvas, we're going to need some tools to draw on it with. As you can see here, we have a variety of tools to select from the eraser to erase the unwanted designs on the board, to the marker multicolor, which you can recolor, marker set, and a paintbrush. In this video, I'll be using a paintbrush, a multicolored marker, and a marker set, and a marker eraser. Once you spawn in all of the tools that you will be using on your art canvas, I'd suggest grabbing an animation chip to keep all of your art supplies in one place. In order to find the animation chip, you must navigate to the Gadgets section. Then you must go to Gizmos. It will be the very first thing that you will see. Click it and spawn it in. Now that we've spawned in the animation gizmo, we need to wire it to our art supplies. In order to do this, point your MakerPen towards you, click on the wire, the very top of the animation gizmo, hold down on your MakerPen, drag it, and then let go. And a text should pop up saying that the object has been wired to the animation gizmo. Now I will proceed to do this to all of the art supplies. Once you've wired all of your art supplies to your animation chip, we'll need to make it play so it stays in place. In order to do this, you'll need to open your MakerPen again and click the edit mode. Then point your MakerPen towards the top of the animation chip, the very tip. Click on it, and as you can see, these are the various different modes that we can use inside of the animation chip. What we will do is click Add to add animation. Now we will click Done Editing. Click the configuration. Now click on the red 0 right beside the animation chip, and we will add a value of 1. Now whenever you pick up your art supplies, it will automatically go back in place, so you don't have to worry about losing any of it. The blue marker and paintbrush can be recolored. In order to do so, you must first pull out your MakerPen. Now you must click on the recolor mode, which will then take you to the colors tab in your palette. Then you may navigate through all of the colors and pick the one you desire to recolor them. For demonstrations, I will be using the color Amethyst. Now you can close your palette, then point it at either the marker or the paintbrush. Keep in mind that the blue marker and paintbrush are the only two that can be recolored out of the art supplies. So any attempts to recolor anything but those two will give you an error message, like this. Now, most people would pick up the paintbrush and start drawing. This method is time-consuming and tiring. If you desire to color the entire canvas quickly and easily, then what you will need to do is first pull out your MakerPen. Point your MakerPen towards you and click the scaling mode. Then click on the canvas and the white dot in the middle, hold and drag it down until it's small. Now we can pick up our paintbrush and start painting. As you may see, I have covered the entire canvas with the color amethyst. Now, if you were wanting to do a landscape, then all you simply have to do is scale up and down the board as usual and paint with very dark green tones and lighter green tones, adding some white to make stars, maybe some dark in the mix, dark brown and dark green to make maybe some trees and all that good stuff. However, if you're wanting to do a character design, then I recommend starting off with a very light color. The reason being is that it allows you to get a layout of what you wish to design. So, what I'll be doing is recoloring my blue marker to a gray tint. I'll then pick it up, and now we'll basically go to designing. Now, as you can see here, I've designed the layout using the color gray. Now what we'll do is we will trace over this layout using black. Alright, so as you can see, I have traced over the outline with black. Now what I'll need to do is get rid of the under tracing, which I will do this by simply recoloring the marker with amethyst. So I'll see you guys whenever I get done with that. The only input I'm really going to give when it comes to art is there's no right way of doing art. So if you want to do it free-handed and not have to worry about designing and outlining, then that's totally fine. No one's gonna stop you from doing that. That's mainly how I draw, but just for the sake of this video, I'm doing it just to kind of show you how other people might do it. And hopefully this kind of gives you guys an idea of what goes through their minds, and, you know, maybe it helps you guys learn a bit more about art. Alright, so as you guys can see, we've pretty much just kind of colored in everything that was outside of the outlining. So the inside kind of doesn't really matter because we'll be coloring over that anyway. So the reason why this is such low quality of a drawing, in my opinion, is because it would take more than just an hour or two of drawing and coloring if you wanted to make it look as good and unique as possible. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to the coloring aspect. One thing I want you guys to keep in mind is that there's no such thing as mistakes. It's just happy little accidents. Now, as you guys can see, we have colored the first section, mainly the head and the hair of it. If I were to color this and sit here and continuously do this, it would take all day, so I'm just going to leave it off at that. One thing I want to mention is that depending on the size of your board, it will change the way your lines look. So if I were to get a marker right now and draw, the line would look like that. However, if I were to take out my MakerPen and scale this up and re-get the marker and draw a line, it would look a little bit thinner than it would. So, that is how people achieve the thin lines. And with this, you can use it to make a variety of different lining. So if you guys want to get a thinner line, then as I've stated before, you can just draw with the board scaled up, or you can just attempt to color it in with whatever color you decide to make your character. And I want you to remember one thing, is that scaling when it comes to art is king. And as I've said before, you can do whatever you want, whether it be outlining or if you want to just freehand a drawing, go for it. Hopefully this tutorial taught you the various ways that artists in RecRoom draw and create their art pieces. If it did, leave a like, comment down below what kind of tutorials you guys would like to see next, and subscribe to the channel. That being said, it's been Kwai Koniko, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye!